Welcome to the Talkin VAWLS Network. My name is Boogie Bentley. We're in that weird time frame where, it's the middle of July. We're talking about recruiting. We got a big one coming up on Saturday. 4-star linebacker Christian Gass scheduled to come off the board. Sounds like Tennessee is the leader right now, but Georgia is pushing hard. We're going to cover that live on the channel. A live commitment, 12:15 p.m. Eastern time on Saturday, so make sure you come check that out. And we're going to roll off some commitments almost every Saturday for the next month, and it's an exciting time if you like to follow recruiting, but it's also less than 2 weeks away from kicking off fall camp. SEC Media Days has come and gone. So, we're still talking recruiting, but we're also starting to look ahead to 2024, year 4 of the Josh Heupel era. And I've said it many times, I think it's college football playoff or bust. I think this team has the talent to make it to that college football playoff. I think, we've had an overhaul in the secondary. We've got depth on the defensive line. That linebacker unit's getting really good, but there's a lot of questions around this offense. And for myself and maybe some of you, Nico is him. Nico is the guy, and we're ready to go make that run. But some of the people in the national media have some questions about this Tennessee offense. We're going to get into it. We're going to talk about it, but I need you guys to do that YouTube stuff real quick. Hit the thumbs up just below the video. It's quick, it's free, it's easy. It does help the channel. We're playing an analytics game. Every thumbs up, every comment, even if you just say go big orange, helps the channel, and we would appreciate it. Also, if you're new to the Talkin VAWLS Network, welcome. We're not experts here. We're not insiders. We're not media. We're not any of that. We don't pretend to be that. This channel is for the fans, by the fans. If you like what we do, make sure you subscribe and click that bell for notifications. You're not going to miss out when we go live or when we drop a video. Again, the next live stream coming up on Saturday, 12:15 p.m. Eastern time. We were live last night with 4-star edge rusher Jaden Lofton. If you missed that interview, if you don't care about recruiting, you don't care about following where guys are going, top tens, all that type of stuff, but you want to get to know future Tennessee volunteer football players, you need to check out these interviews. Jaden Lofton, great kid, fun conversation. Even if you just watch the first 30 minutes with him, go back and give that a watch. But let's get into it. Let's talk about it. Again, SEC Media Days has come and it has gone, and there are a lot of people talking about Tennessee. Nick Saban cites explosive plays and defense as biggest questions for Tennessee in 2024. This is an article from Grant Grubbs at on3.com. Not behind a paywall, so I'm good with sharing it with you guys and kind of going through some of the talking points. And then we're going to jump over and listen to what Roman Harper had to say about this offense and some of the playmakers. And I think it's interesting for conversation. See what you guys think about it. This article says, with head coach Josh Heupel at the helm, Tennessee has always had a dangerous offense. However, on Tuesday, former Alabama head coach Nick Saban questioned if the other areas of Tennessee's team can carry their weight. This is the quote from Saban. I think that's the key to the drill. Can their skill players with the quarterback make those kind of explosive plays? Because when they spread you out, they do the way they do, and they make those vertical plays down the field, which they killed us with a couple of years ago when they beat us, because they're going to get their best player mashed up on your safety because you're spread out so much. And then that enhances their ability to run the ball. The question is, though, can they play and continue to improve on defense? Because that's an area where they made tremendous progress in the last few years. Now, a lot of people, when they talk about Tim Banks, fire Tim Banks, move on from Tim Banks. When there was rumors of him getting a head coaching job, good riddance, Tim Banks. But the truth, don't let the truth get in the way of a narrative. Don't let the truth get in the way of a good story. The Tim Banks defense has gotten better every single year since he's been here, and I think this year could be the best this defense has been. But again, we have question marks, right? The secondary, a complete overhaul. All the guys that we were complaining about, all the guys that we were griping about, all the guys that we said weren't good enough have either graduated or they hit the transfer portal. It is a clean slate with guys like Jermod McCoy and Ricky Gibson. It's a youth movement. You got Jordan Thomas at the star. A lot of buzz around Boo Carter. Can he make that move and get in there at the star position? But I want to switch over and talk about offense because, Coach Saban mentioned that. Do they have the skill players? Can they step up and make those explosive plays? Because that's something we didn't see a year ago, right? And a lot of that is on Joe Milton. Throw another dart at the dartboard. Could he make those plays? Could he make those reads? Let's listen to what Roman Harper had to say about this offense. And then I wanted to kind of go a little deeper based on some of the comments that he makes. Let's take a listen to this. This was at SEC Media Days. Let's take a listen.
Because they attack you horizontally before they attack you vertically. So they stretch you out from side to sideline to sideline. So now you got to make a decision. Do I have two guys on their two guys? Do I have one guy, and then one guy at the midpoints, then with a safety over the top? versus another safety over the top, which makes us light in the box. And then they got some quarterback run designs. So where do I have to do? It's just enough.
So just going through the offense, right? We all know what Tennessee wants to do, the wide splits. Everybody playing EA Sports College Football 25, seeing those wide splits, and it's like, man, all I got to do is run the same play over and over, and it's almost unstoppable. That's what Josh Heupel wants. He wants the number as an advantage. We know that. He wants to spread you out wide, and he wants to run the football. Let's hear more.
Numbers game. And then you're going to have some route combinations that they're going to do a lot of slants. We know that. They're going to have some double moves or one-on-ones where you're going to have one-on-one times with your safeties if you get man.
Yep.
Because so
option routes. If Timothy's listening, he doesn't want option routes. He wants timing routes. Josh Heupel is going to run option routes. And your quarterback last year was Joe Milton. Throw another dart at the dartboard. I don't think he had the ability. I don't think he had the football IQ. I don't think he had the speed to process these option routes and scanning the field, making the right decisions. And I know how many times did you or I last season complain about turning and throwing straight to the sideline over and over and over. Quick screens, quick screens, quick screens. Why? It is an extension of the running game, and Josh Heupel wants to do that because it does help you. But on the flip side of that, I think they were only giving Joe Milton what he could handle. And you know, right, wrong, or indifferent, we kind of touched on this last night. Nico's better off having the opportunity to sit for a full year, learn the offense, red shirt, and come out in 2024 as the guy for Tennessee. Would he have been better off? Would this offense have been better off? But then on the flip side, you hear Roman Harper talk about, you know, the numbers game. You want that advantage in the box, and they're going to use some quarterback designed runs. Who do you think is going to be better at those designed runs, Joe Milton or Nico? I think Joe kind of shied away from those runs. I think he had the ability. But he shied away from those runs. That's another thing that's going to be different in 2024. Let's hear more.
So,
Jalen
and then,
Hyatt.
And then all of a sudden now you just got, which everybody's like, man, Jalen Hyatt's going to be this, that, and other. I'm like, Jalen Hyatt runs a go route. You got to do more than that in the NFL.
But he had a safety on him in that game with the 5 touchdowns the whole time.
And I'm like, you got to do more than that.
Yeah.
I like
this is something I want you guys to chime in on. Jump into the comment section and let's talk about Jalen Hyatt, because I kind of had the same mindset of Roman Harper here, and I was always cautious. I didn't want to be disrespectful of Jalen Hyatt. Love Jalen Hyatt, VFL. That dude single-handedly went out and destroyed Alabama. He will go down as an absolute legend for what he did to Alabama. But when we were rolling into the next season without Jalen Hyatt, I was looking at it and going, okay, this was Josh Heupel's offense mixed with Jalen Hyatt's speed. Was he that big of an impact? Was he that big of a playmaker that we were going to miss him? And then fast forward to 2023, the offense struggled. It wasn't the same offense that we have seen. Some people blaming Joe Milton, some people blaming the wide receivers. Now you fast forward to 2024, and we're going, okay, well, we pretty much got the same crew of wide receivers we had last year minus Ramel Keaton. You're going to slide Ramel Keaton out. You're going to slide in Chris Brazell or Dante Thornton. But then you look at it and you got to realize, too, we got Brew McCoy back. Brew McCoy missed most of the season. He didn't play at all in October or November last season. So you're going to have a healthy Brew McCoy back. I think that's going to be crucial. But we all thought Squirrel White was going to be that Jalen Hyatt type of guy, use his speed, use the mismatches. Was it Squirrel White? Or was it that he didn't have a quarterback that can get him the ball? Throw another dart at the dartboard. Why do I believe in Nico? Well, because I have a certain little coach on my ear chirping all the time, explaining all the reasons. Coach Jay laying out all the reasons why Nico is going to be that guy. Do you not have the trust in Coach G? Take it a step further, or in Coach Jay, take it a step further, right? Coach Pearson, the guy that coached Bryce, the guy that coached Nico. I think he knows a little something about NFL quarterbacks. He said Nico's going to be a first-round draft pick. Nico's going to be a Heisman Trophy winner. For those reasons, I believe, and yes, you got to go out and prove it. Talk means nothing. You do have to go out and prove it, but that's what we do here on this channel. We talk, we speculate, and I think that's an interesting point. What do you think about Jalen Hyatt? Why did this offense struggle after that crew left? Because Hendon was gone? Because Jalen was gone? Quarterback play? Wide receiver play? See a little more.
Jalen Hyatt, but I don't even know if he's that good.
Right.
He's just running by guys because people don't know how to defend this offense. And so that is when it's going to come down to, and it's fast. But Georgia had the formula, which we called it top out. It means you're going to press the guy on the front. I'm going to take the guy on the back, but I'm going to take a little steam off the guy in the front. And so it's different ways to defend certain things. And as more people get more film on Tennessee, Josh Heupel will continue to have to evolve, even though he's been successful everywhere he's been. I'm looking forward to Nico. I am
Iamaliava.
Slay's
got you.
Dude, I've been trying to get better. I just haven't heard it enough yet.
Let's just get, it's like Tua.
Yeah.
We'll just go with Nico.
Yeah. I just go with Nico and just be cool with it.
Everybody knows who you're talking
about.
And at some point, he's going to have to live up to the dollars that he got paid too. And like, we got to be real about it. And Tennessee, I like their schedule, kind of sets up for them to be that kind of team that's maybe on the fringe of, 9 to 10 wins. They're on that fringe. And so, but they got to win the right games. Right. But they're tough games. They got Alabama at home. Like, these are the games that you can win.
Schedules mean something, man.
That's what I like, though. I like that the schedule, you got Alabama at home. You've got Florida at home. That was Roman Harper live with the guys at 104.5 The Zone. If you want to hear the full interview, you can go check it out. But I wanted to hear that little piece where he's talking about Tennessee. What do you guys think as we roll into year 4 of the Josh Heupel era? Do you have question marks about the offense? Do you have question marks about the skill players? Because, again, we're pretty much rolling the same wide receivers out there, but we're just going to replace Ramel Keaton with Chris Brazell and Dante Thornton. Does Dante Thornton take a step? We saw him start to flash a little bit before the injury. Does he take that next step? A lot of buzz, a lot of talk about him in spring camp. Chris Brazell, a guy that seems to look the part. Do they rotate more wide receivers? Do we see more playmakers out there on the offense? Does Mike Matthews work his way onto the field? I think you've got a veteran group of offensive linemen. Huge that they came back because of the COVID senior year. And then Lance Hurd via the transfer portal. They have some question marks at depth. Dylan Sampson, I think, is going to be an absolute stud, but is Cam Seldon healthy? Does Peyton Lewis get back healthy and get up to speed as a true freshman to be able to make an impact? Best defensive line in the country, solid linebackers, and a completely new secondary. So there are some questions there. I thought that was a good little clip. Wanted to play that, get your thoughts on it. Of course, comments from Nick Saban about this football team. Jump to the comment section. Let's talk about it. As always, make sure you guys smash the thumbs up on the way out the door. I would greatly appreciate it. You can go check out the Talkin VAWLS merch at bonfire.com/store/Talkin VAWLS. You can also join the channel. We're about to fire up the fan call-in shows the Sunday after fall camp kicks off. That goes off on July the 31st. That following Sunday, we're going to do a fan call-in show, get you guys back on here. Talkin VAWLS Elite and higher. Always get the link first. If not, just smash a thumbs up because that's quick, free, and easy. Jump in the comment section. Let's talk about it because this is the Talkin VAWLS Network. My name is Boogie Bentley. Go Big Orange.